So, jumping straight into our first heat of the day, you can see we're starting 5th on the grid. We're doing rolling starts at GYG this time around, but as you can see, that was pretty awful. We slot back into our tram line, but even from me, like, I had loads of space, it was still an awful rolling start. I don't know how it went green, but either way we're up into 4th off the start. You can already see the slipstream massive, get a massive pull as long as we also get a push up from behind. We're going to go up the inside as the driver in the GYG suit, really half-heartedly. Wasn't the best move ever. I will quite happily admit that. It was just pathetic. But sort of see the driver in the blue suit's going a bit wayward, just holding us up a little bit, but he's taking defensive-ish lines already. Or he's just trying to narrow the track down. You see Toby Hazel up front using all of the track, hardly too much. We're going to go inside, we go late on the brakes, make a bit side-side contact at the first part, and it all sort of kicks off as we go back down the wiggles. But yeah, we slot back in, and he gets a bit, I'm sort of confused as why he's going so slowly. People are already getting contact warnings, I think I'm one of them. But yeah, you see we're going to get a bump, and we're up into 2nd. We got, I think it's Thomas Shaw behind us at this point, who's now going to be our amazing slipstream partner as we try and catch up to Toby Hazel, because as you can see he's got probably a 1.5, 2 second gap. So we're 10 Tom to work with us, and he will oblige as we jump forward to sort of start to middle of lap 4. You see we're right where Toby now is, going all over the place, but Thomas Shaw's also just pulled a switch back out of somewhere, probably gone in too hard into the double left. But we're going to have a look here for the lead. We go up the inside, no contact's been made at the first apex. We go for the switch back, we get a nice little push from Thomas, and the gap somewhat opens up, but we get in the divot, we end up driving Toby off track, and we also then lose out to Tom, and we end up falling down into back into 2nd. We did end up getting a penalty for that move. We actually got 2, which after chatting with SRK post-race, post-event, sorry, we'd realised I'd been given a double penalty. So at this rate, I'm currently running with 8 places worth of penalties, because every penalty at GYG was a 4 place. So you practically sneeze in the wrong direction, you're probably going to lose 4 places. So I'm now currently net running, 10th, so I'm right at the back. But see, Thomas now, as is his prerogative, he's defending. He has every right to. GYG, it became quite apparent after this heat to me that this was going to be a procession race across every day, because it's very easy to put it on the paint. You literally just put it on, stick it on the white line, and there's not really much anyone can do, because the karts are too slow for the track, really, in terms of like being able to make mistakes by going in too hard or whatever. But see, we're going on 2nd last lap, we're in behind Thomas, and we get a massive thwack from behind as it all sort of chokes up, and Toby Hazel drives into the back of us. And not intentionally, we spoke after the race, he's fine with it. You see, I'm not so happy about it. The thumb does come out, but we go on to the last lap, and you can sort of see we're miles away. But yeah, there's not much more we could have done, really. Pretty sure Toby also got a 4 place for that move, but obviously he started ahead of us. We had 8 places worth of penalties, so in the grand scheme of things, irrelevant. See, they're fighting up ahead, and we're trying our best to close in. We're carrying quite a lot of entry speed in, getting it a bit wrong, carrying too much speed, and we're nearly running off track. But we're still trying to. This kart felt good, but it was one of those where this slipstream is so powerful, and it's a bit difficult to just get away. It's too difficult. There's not really any possibility of getting away with it. Karts are working together up the main straight. It's not really viable. But yeah, we finished 11th, and straight on to heat number 2. So jumping into the 2nd heat of the day, you see once again we've been absolutely blessed with starting positions. We're starting 4th for this one, and Jake Holly jumps to start, in my opinion. I'm pretty sure he did jump to start, I think he got a penalty for it, but completely the right hand road just doesn't go. he ignores the tram lines and blah blah yada 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 yada. But anyway, up to 3rd place straight away. I thought I could win this race. I looked at the grid. All the big hitters were starting right at the back, so I had track position over them at the start. So we had Harrison Kirkham and Neil Durant with us in this one. Neil Durant being a frequent-ish visitor of GYG, so in my opinion he was one of the favourites for the day. But you see we're sort of getting held up by driver number 5 here. You see Jake's already darting off. Like, it's quite easy to pull away in like this sort of manner, but the minute carts were working together it was quite difficult to then actually get away. So you can see we're coming across the line to round out that one, and we're just gaining. I don't know if this was a master because we definitely had a straight line advantage, but you see we're just going to try and get our nose to the right hand side, and luckily we get a big old push from our teammate Jay Foster behind us. And now we want to set off after Jake Holly up in first, but so we just filter up the inside going into the first hairpin. Well, I'd call this really, this is turn 1, the proper turn 1. But see, we're looking and we're going to tell our teammate Jay to go with us forward. You see, by the time we get to the end of lap 6, sorry, we're on Jake and we're already making him think about putting on the paint and whatnot. So I think we've been behind him by a lap or 2 now. And we just drift left, annoyingly. Yeah, silly error. We opened up the corner a bit too much. I don't know why I did that, which I learned from this after this race. This doesn't happen again. But see, we've lost a couple of positions from this now, and it's. I think I lost my head a little bit here because I've been working so hard and trying to get through that to then lose 4 or lose 2 places and drop down 4th afterwards was unideal. You see Jay's trying everything to try and create a gap. Jay has got the rocket. He's telling Neil to slow down so we don't end up firing each other off. But yeah. But as you can see, sort of in the corners, Jay just absolutely rockets up to Jake, and yeah, by the time we get to the end of lap 9, or start of lap 9, sorry, Jay's got through and he's driving away, which was relatively annoying to see. But as you see, like with everyone pushing each other, we've caught right back up to him. I think I've got Harrison Kirkham around my outside there, who earlier in the race wanted to try and come past me. We're going to try and go around the outside, which was like the worst thing I could have done, clearly, as we've lost 2 places, and you can sort of see by the hand in the air, I was pretty appalled with that decision making for myself. I wasn't happy with it. See, Harrison goes for a great move up on the inside of Neil. Nothing wrong with that, I don't think. And we're going to try and just hang it around the outside of Bertie Thomas. Doesn't quite come off the way we want it to, but yeah, we come across the line with a 6th place that will become a 4th, luckily, after penalties. And then jumping into our final heat of the day, as you can see, the rolling start looks so much better now. Actually, everyone's in their tram lines, except we're not. But we're a lot more bunched up. We get a green flag, and we're luckily in the right-hand row. But we're starting right at the back, or right near the back for this one. But you can see our teammate Jamie Jim and Jason on the left-hand side. If you're not in the right-hand lane, you're screwed. You're not really going to go anywhere. But we've got Cam House directly ahead of us, who is in the rocket. In my opinion, this was the car 8 was definitely one of the cars to have. It had motor, it had some waft. But see, Neil Durant is in our heat once again, and he's starting up on pole for this one. You see, Cam House has made some light work of the driver ahead of us. But we haven't been as lucky as he has, so we're just going to sit in behind this driver in kart 18. We had a little half look, but because it all sort of choked up on the outside, we sort of thought against it. We get a little bit tangled up with the driver of the GYG shoot again. Up into 5th, and as you can see, we're sort of just about hanging on to the slipstream. We're not quite there, but we're going to take sort of, don't need to run all the way left because it's just adding track distance. I don't think actually utilising all of this circuit made any difference to lap time, because as you see, we're just taking a narrower track time, we're taking less distance and the karts topped out relatively quickly, so there was no issue. There's no need to try and carry the extra speed because the short track distance was fine. So we gained quite a lot into this double left. This was probably going into that corner. I felt I was quite strong, but then as you saw, slightly driver had slightly pulled away on exit. But I think that's just down to how I like to attack. I'd rather go in hard to a corner, but that usually ends up meaning my exits aren't as good. But you sort of see it all gets a bit scrappy. We're going to follow the driver of kart 19. We'll sort of go hold this right hand lane, and this driver in the yellow helmet is going to get stuck out to dry. We're going to push this driver in kart 19 now. As you can see, like Neil and Callum have disappeared, and Callum is very quickly catching Neil, whereas we're getting stuck behind this driver who's going quite defensive already, which again he has every right to do. You see he's looking left, I'm saying I want to get him, so we're going to go and get him, and we're going to go up the inside quite narrow into the double left. But yeah, literally nothing else happens in this heat, if I'm being honest. Yeah, we finished in third, which we didn't really quite gain, but this means we have like somewhere in the B final, but not the best day. But we're going to jump straight into the B final. So we're jumping straight into our B final then. As you can see, it's all choking up. Everyone at this point, we finally learn how to do rolling starts. But you see we're starting 9th in the B. See we'll follow into our tram lines. Lewis Smart on the right hand side does not get a good notch at all. We managed to get over before turn 1, luckily, so great start from us. We're in the slipstream with Benchik, and our sole aim now is to just keep trying to go forward as Sam does some funky shit up top, and Zach Swanell's forcing his way up our inside, giving us a little half spin, and we're suddenly getting leaking positions. We've just put a driver on the grass on our left hand side as well. We've dropped into 7th. Lewis Smart sort of tries to cover it off as he sort of filters in back behind Ryan, trying to get into the train, but it doesn't quite come off for him. So we're back into 6th place now. So we dropped the go forward emotes, but it became quite apparent quite quickly that this car was not up to the standard that I needed it to keep with this group. Although, as you see, I've driven better than coming down the hill there. That's a mixture of the sort of everyone choking up as they come down the hill, but also a bit of driving as well. You see in the tow here, we're not really gaining on Ryan until we receive a push, and now we're getting pushed. So the car didn't quite have the motor this time around, which yeah, obviously didn't help. See that Swanell goes very wide. We tried to slot in, see Lewis Smart's there, but he lets us go because I think we both wanted to try and work with each other in this race. I think he would have been better off staying to my inside. Now, upon reflection, I think he would also see the same. But yeah, you sort of see we're going for a move up the inside of Zach, make a bit of side-side contact. We end up also clattering into Ryan. We just don't quite get it slowed down enough, which loses us loads of time. You see once again we lose quite a bit coming out of the downhill section. By the time we're midway through lap 5, the group has gone, so now I'm defending. I'm putting on the paint. For some reason I decided to start flick steering, which we all know doesn't work, even though I'll still do it. So we try and go back up the inside of Lewis, and we're all sort of, I'm trying to hang on, and we've lost position to Bertie, so I'm now being silly and driving Lewis wide, which, yeah, I'm sorry Lewis, I've lost my head. At this point, you see we've lost, just from that, we've lost about, what, a second to Bertie, and we're not getting that back. No, that's not going to happen. Until we get a little bit away through lap 7, and once again Lewis has managed to get his way to our outside. He's going to get a switchback. If we try to go narrow, he's there, and we turn across him and put ourselves on the grass. I'm going to try and give myself benefit of the doubt here and say I'm recording in super view. So I didn't actually see Lewis out my peripheral vision, which is bad because I should have been looking. So either way, I'm in the wrong. I got a penalty for that. but we come across the line, P7, which does eventually become P11 after penalties. We give a nice little lock break of celebration across the line, but yeah, definitely a day to forget here at GYG. Next video will be K-Rock, but until then, thank you for watching. Goodbye.